No matter the weather, he delivers.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Rise and grind. Game time, Brian. The mailman today. Yes, the mailman. Well, the mailman today. No mailman today. It's Sunday. Well,
No
good.
matter the weather, he delivers.
I hope so. I hope I deliver something this morning. It won't be mail. Good morning, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. Yes, good morning, good Sunday morning. I hope you're having a nice, relaxing Sunday morning. I haven't done a lot lately. I'm trying. My schedule, I got no air. I got fans on me. I got I got stuff, but it's just a little sticky until my new central air system. I got a deal on it, believe it or not. My guy's taking care of me, 10 grand. So that'll be next week. So in the next few days, I won't have air, which is going to be 90 most of the days here. So good morning, everybody. I did do a goal. I'll give away a T-shirt. I do need Rob. I need to reach out to Rob. I was just going to send you a coffee mug or something. So I know you're an Eagle fan. That dude, Rolo, if you're watching, you won a DeMarco Murray rookie card. And West Virginia Country Boy, I got your number. You also won a DeMarco Murray rookie card. They're right here. They haven't gone anywhere. I'm going to play a quick video, and then I'll let Walker Wade in. This is just a little hype video, and I will get to the chat shortly after. But let me pull it up. Some of you probably saw it, but just a little bit of a hint of what we're going to be getting with Schottenheimer. I'll let Wade in, but just Wade's got to know that I have something playing. So.
It's good out here. Go, baby. Have a hell of a day. Keep showing up. Yeah, get that left one, not the right one. Get that left one. Get that left one, dog. Hey, where were you at? Where'd you go swim?
Wade Vanderesh's boat. Something Roberts.
Here? Out here?
Ray Roberts rig.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I see you right there. Hey. I see you right there. Like twins. Not. This one I still see us kind of working that one down. So maybe here, down there, start like at the 35, 38 going that way. And work our way in. He's the mic, yep, push to him. Under. Dirty.
Dirty, baby.
There you go, good. 11. You'll be in the gun. Run! Stay up!
You get fined if you go to the ground, so you got to stay up.
Yeah, it looks good. I moved in my new one today. Yeah. Can't wait. My wife just flew in this morning. Oh, we're running! Run!
Maris Leah foul.
That's too loose! Tighter! Too loose! Tighter! There it is! One more. Red zone. One guy's live, red zone. JT is live! Good. 2 minutes, going that way.
There's prime times guy Will Greer. I didn't realize he was 30. Jeez.
End of half.
Lead it, call it timeout.
Yep.
They call it. If not, call it timeout right away.
Time it up. Time it up. So we got first down or no? Hey, time! Hey, we're on timeouts, okay? Hey, I want to do this. I want to run a play and then kill it. Something quick. Boom. Hey, clock, clock, clock! Clock, clock, clock! Clock, clock, clock! Make it legal! Good. 2's are up! Defense out.
Well, there you go, everybody. A little glimpse. I'll probably get copyrighted for the music. I'll delete that out later. But you get the idea. A little bit behind the scenes of what's going on. Before I get to the Zoom guys, let me get to the people in the chat. We got Vinny Hagan in here, CZ, Chris May. Thank you for the super chat. You are in the hopper, man. You are in. I appreciate the support. Who else we got? Bobby Murphy, Kid Cowboy, Jimbo's in the house. What's going on, Jimbo? How are you, brother? D Moore, what's going on, D? Hope all is well. Elena Walker, Vinny Hagan, if I didn't say it. Susanna is in the house. Susanna, I believe, in the Philippines. It's got to be hot there. It's got to be nighttime, isn't it? Who else we have here? That dude Rolo, you won a card, brother. Send me. You probably sent it to me before. If you want it. It's a rookie, DeMarco Murray rookie card. So email me at gametimebrian@gmail.com with your information. I think I have it. But, again, West Virginia Country Boy, Rolo, and then Rabe, I'll probably send a coffee mug or a tumbler that I'm using iced coffee in right now. I mean, it has a star, but it's not really Cowboys. It's Mailman Delivers. So, Clemente's in the house. How are you? Lead Commander, what's up? We need to get you in the Zoom call. We need another Cowboy, another Commander voice. What's up, Game? I'm sorry your home is hotter than Jaden Daniels. Yeah. And it's a horrible time for it to break down because everybody wants it. So the prices are going through the roof. But my guy who takes care of me is giving me a really good system. Joe Tranchina from Ireland. This is a little better for you, brother, isn't it? This is a little better timing. What time is it in Ireland, Tina? What time is it in Ireland? Look at your world clock. Just Google it. Just Google it. But anyway, that's it, everybody. We got Randy McIntyre in the house. We got Chris May, and we got Wade working. You're like one of the busiest guys I know, brother. Do you ever stop working?
All over the place.
Yeah. How hot is it there? What's up,
Man,
Chris?
I'm in Oklahoma. It's nice and cool right now over here.
Yeah, today it's getting around into about 90. You know, it starts out okay. I got the fans going. You know, hold up. It's 4:10 in the afternoon. So there you go, Joe Tranchina. You're 5 hours ahead. Okay, not bad. Chris, hop on, brother, if you want. If you have a few minutes. I'm not gonna go too long. Kid Cowboy, again, you're entitled to your opinion, brother. Again, we're gonna be positive about it. You know, we all hope that he's a success. I mean, Randy, don't you? I don't think anybody's saying we know he's going to be a success, right? But you see how natural he is.
Right, but he's got a positive attitude He's got a positive attitude towards all the guys there, and that, you know what? If you've got that kind of attitude, it's going to bleed over to all the players, and I think it already has.
Well, I would disagree with you, Kid Cowboy, and it's funny you bring that up, and that he's a yes man. I don't believe he's a yes man. And let me just go over a few things that were sent to me by Ultra. He sends me a lot of stuff, but I was sweating. I was washing my dogs is what I was doing, sweating my ass off. But Ultra sent me a text. What's up, Tim Panel? Long time, brother. The reason the NFC East should be scared, okay, and this is just, I'm going to rattle off a few things. And guys, you don't have to agree. That's what makes it fun, right? Item 1, contracts. Cowboys are adding void years to the contracts to match the Eagles. Eagles are Dallas started this trend way back in the day with the void years. But the Eagles have taken it to a level where they're winning Super Bowls using them, right? They are banking that the salary cap will always go up, which is the way it should be. Dallas used to do that. They got burned by a few contracts, right? And then, you know, it is what it is. But the Cowboys are adding void years to every contract, every big contract now, guys. You know, basically to match what the Eagles are doing. You know, you got to do it. You got to be smart enough to accept that. Okay, what is this franchise doing? What's the difference between this franchise and my franchise? And it's little things. Adding void years. Dak, 4 void years added. CD, 4 void years added. Osa, 3 void years added. Now, that's item 1. What do you guys, and we'll go down each one of these. Anyone is. Randy and then Wade. Do you agree with that?
Well,
I mean, or what?
yeah. See what they're doing is here's the way I look at it. I don't think quite this year is going to be our year. I think next year is going to be our year. I started thinking about this. If they're adding void years to contracts, that means that they're willing to go out and get other players next year and whatever we may need this year. So I like what they're doing. And to be honest with you, I think that they have a lot of confidence in Schottenheimer because they would not be allowing him to pick his own coaching staff if that was the case.
Bingo. See, I didn't even talk to you. I did not even talk to you. But number 2, well, first let me get Wade's. Wade, so what do you think about, do you have any comment on them using the void years and really trying to maximize their window? Or, you know, and
I mean,
smart business, right?
they have to. They should have did this years ago.
Yes, bingo. Yes,
when we actually had the solid like foundational squad, and if they did that years ago, we might have been in a championship because then they could have went out and got all those other players.
Yeah. I mean, they wasted
but maybe
careers,
Schottenheimer has told them. I mean, but they know it's a trend. The league is a copycat league. I mean, someone's in Jerry and Steven's ear, like, yeah, the Eagles are winning Super Bowls, backloading all their contracts.
Lord
you
Von's
start
in the
doing
house.
the
What's
same
up, Lord
thing.
Von? Stephen White, what's up, brother? I'm sorry, you keep talking. I'm just talking.
No,
to the
but
chat.
that's what Mike Fisher was talking about. Yeah, that's how the Eagles build. They like backload everything and
Gotta
they wait
look
for
at
the
successful
salary
organizations.
cap. They look at the salary cap going up. Will eat all that dead money in void year contracts.
Yeah. So let me get into that then. Randy brought up something. He has been allowed to pick his coaching staff. Okay. He did an extensive search, right? They brought in ex-Cowboy Tashard Choice. People say it was about the money. I remember Randy saying it. My opinion is if they really wanted him, they would have gotten him. My opinion is they let him get who he wants. And let me break it down for you. Shotty was allowed full control. We're hearing yes, man. That's really not the case. Shotty was allowed full control to pick his coaching staff with emphasis on the offensive line. Again, what is your division doing? The best team in football last year, what are they doing? Offensive line coach that brings an impact. We keep hearing Stoutland U. We've been there, okay, with Tony Wise back in the day. We were there with Hudson Houck, right? Hudson Houck. Remember Hudson Houck? Coaching matters in this league. So he was allowed to bring in, he's been the first head coach to hire his own offensive line coach. Think about that. He's been the first head coach to hire his own offensive line coach with the Cowboys under the Joneses. And then he went out and hired the best offensive line coach in college for what they want. I mean, he's a very highly regarded guy. He went out and got, as he said, he picked one of the best O-line coaches in college. I mean, do we have any doubt that they did a good job? Like, everybody's talking about their coaching staff. If coaching matters, don't you think that's going to help this year?
Of course, that's going to help. That's going to make these guys believe in what they're doing now. Whereas I don't know if the guys believed under Mike McCarthy. That's just my opinion.
We're in a
Mike
better
McCarthy
spot right
could.
now, Randy.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think
have
Mike
Yeah, we
McCarthy
are.
had that energy with them
there
at
was not
all.
much confidence with Mike McCarthy at the end. Now
No.
Well, you can see it on the field. You can see it with the players. I mean, an attitude and
Did
body
y'all watch
language tells you a lot.
Did y'all watch that rookie video I sent to y'all yesterday, Brian?
Yes, I
Did you
did,
watch
actually.
that?
That
I
was a
did
good one.
not. I'm gonna have to.
And you need to check it out because you can tell the difference in these players than the players that we've gotten prior. I'm telling you, the attitude there is the best that I've seen in 10 or 20 years, honestly. I'm not saying that we couldn't have been better when we were 12-5, but I believe that this team is going finally in the right direction for
And
us
it doesn't.
Cowboy fans.
And it doesn't mean we're winning a Super Bowl. It means
I
you
no,
put
I didn't say
yourself.
that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
we're positive
Right.
finally.
You put yourself in a good mental space, right? I'm still saying it's going to come down to how we react to 2 losses in a row. God for it's probably going to happen. So how do you bounce back, right? How do you regroup? That's how you'll know if Schottenheimer is going to be a good head coach. Next item.
not to mention when we get into those moments like when you make the playoffs and you get in those like high pressure
Will do,
situations.
Vinny.
How's Schottenheimer going to do? We got to see that.
Yeah. Okay. So Vinny says the coaches have a lot to say. A lot of say. Yeah. Again, it's weird because we knew towards the end of the McCarthy era, and I'm not even blaming Mike McCarthy. I think, the front office kind of be like, hey, listen, you got to figure it out.
I don't blame Mike McCarthy. I just think like Steven wanted to go move on already. Jerry wanted to let the contract right out, so I guess they just let it kind of be a lost year. I guess.
Yeah. Number 3, they allowed Will McClay in the hiring process. We talked about this. They allowed Will to be in the hiring process of the head coach. Okay, this is the first time since he's been head of pro personnel, and I think we all know he's the GM in waiting. I think he's the GM now. He just doesn't have the title of it. But they allowed Will in the hiring process for the first time, and they followed up by giving him a 5-year contract. And I believe Will and Steven are running this team, gentlemen. I agree with that sentiment by Ultra.
I agree 100%.
I agree with you.
I agree with that. And when was the last time we heard of Jerry Jones?
You're familiar with.
Steven.
When was the last time we heard Jerry?
We haven't heard him in a long time.
That's what's nice about all of this.
Good.
We haven't heard him.
Yeah,
and it's calm. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Not so much drama.
No. And I believe that the contract with Mike is going to be done here pretty quick. I just believe it.
Oh yeah, it'll get done, and nobody's gonna like the number, and it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, we sit here, and we're gonna probably get another 12 million under this. So we're about 33. It all depends which site you use. Over the cap has got us right around 32 million. A Spotrac has us a little higher. So again, Spotrac has us at, let me just figure this out. Spotrac, let me find our team here. Dallas Cowboys teams. Spotrac seems like they're a little bit more up to date. Total cap space. 32.5 basically. So they give us about almost 300K more. You figure that's 32 and a half. We get another 12 when we get Micah done, right? That's 32 and a half. That's 42, 44 and a half. You're basically at 45 million. And then when you start looking at possible cuts, guys who could be cut. I'm going to just rattle off some, and we could agree to disagree or whatever, but realistically, Donovan Wilson, okay, he comes in, his base salary, Randy and everybody, is $6.5 million. Okay. Guaranteed money, zero. Dead money, you could cut him now. Okay. His cap number is 8.6, by the way. But you could cut him now and save $7 million.
It's a possibility. There's top of that.
So you figure
He could be a
seven.
guy that could be.
So like when, like people say you don't have the money, you have the money to do whatever you want. Okay, the salary cap will continue to move. So that's 7 there, right? And that's a realistic. I would think that's a realistic possibility.
I think he may be gone because of the guy they drafted from Syracuse.
Well, that and
they're really
he's kind of he's an in the box guy, Donovan Wilson. He's hot or cold, right? He will have games where he looks like a world beater, a thumper, and then there are games where he's lost and missed. He's always he makes a mistake and has to turn his hips and go make a tackle deep downfield.
And sometimes that's because teams are taking advantage of that aggressiveness he has. And he plays with that a lot, and teams can scheme for that.
So I don't know. I don't know how Eberflus is scheming. I'll be curious to see what the chat has to say about it. Does Eberflus's system, will that help him? Will that be enough to keep him? We have a lot of guys. Wanye Thomas. There's Marquise Bell. Again, look for Trayvon Diggs to slide into safety if he remains on this team for the long haul. Maybe even as early as next year. He's got his money. Look for him to be our center field safety to replace Malik Hooker. I don't think Hooker's going nowhere this year, but he's another guy where you could save $5.7 million if you moved on from Malik Hooker. I'm not saying you will, but I believe this is probably his last year. I think they're going to look to move him at some point. And then just looking at just possibilities, guys who there's not many of them that you can get some money out of. Damone Clark is another one. I'll be curious to see. You could save $3.4 million if you cut Damone.
Gone.
And he hasn't gotten on the field. Now, he's a big guy. When you first see Damone, right, you see this athletic guy, you see a beast, and maybe Eberflus falls in love, and for his little bit of money that you're only paying him 3.4. Basically, you can just relieve him of his salary. He has his guarantees are gone, basically. So,
I believe he's gone. I believe he's one that they're going to get rid of because we have Sanborn now and we have Murray, and I think he's just what they're waiting to cut him.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably where we're going with that. Outside of that, nobody's making a lot of money, but those are 3 names to watch out for. Everybody else is, you can move on from them. But I'm looking forward to guys like Wanye Thomas to really step up this year. That's just me. You got Josh Butler, who is coming off the ACL. Don't know where he's at in the process. We'll hear more from him. Let's not forget about him. He really stepped up in the secondary. I like him. So, again, we have guys back there that are still rehabbing. Don't forget Elijah Clark out of Syracuse and Justin Barron. I believe they're both Syracuse guys, but I believe.
Yes, they are.
They're going to make this team, okay? I think a guy like Trayshawn Holden out of Phil's alma mater, Oregon, maybe try and land him on the practice squad. I just think that those are the type of, like, CJ Goodwin's not going anywhere, even though we always break his stones. He's a good special teamer. I'm tough on him. Miles Sanders, you're not going to cut. I mean, if you cut him, you don't gain anything. It's not. Miles Sanders is going to be on this team. Paris Campbell, you save $1 million, a little over $1 million if he don't make the team. So there's a lot of ways to save money here. And like, what are some of the contracts, Randy, that you're looking to get done, or do you think they're going to address anybody else's contract prior, other than Micah, like before the
I
season?
wish they would go ahead and get Tyler Smith done, because if they wait till next year, it could go through the roof. Tyler Smith is a guy we have to have on that offensive line. But I believe that they're going to do the same thing next year as they're doing this year. They're going to wait back, and it's going to end up costing $5 more million or something like that. I will say this on all the contracts that they're going to try to do, the the contract that's going to be coming in what is it, 2 or 3 years from now?
Yeah.
It's going to be massive. That's going to kick these salaries way up. So if, like you said, they move all these things back in contracts, they're going to be able to afford anybody they want.
There it is, guys. There's the poll. Who's more of a hater, Eagles Drew? At least you know Eagles Drew's not a Cowboy fan, so of course he's gonna hate.
Is this a trick question or what, man? I don't even know Kid Cowboy is a Cowboys fan anymore, man. I don't know how you can sit there and
Cowboy's
say
an old school Cowboy
nobody
fan
wanted
that's
these
tired
coaches,
of losing.
man.
I don't hate him, but we don't agree a lot of times. It's fine. That's what makes the world go around.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, Loyal? Are you still
Hey,
on
Loyal,
vacation?
how you doing?
I'm good.
Are
I'm
you
at your
away?
dog sitting right now. I'm over in Arizona. Hot as crap, but
Yeah,
I'm good.
Dude, you're on vacation more than anybody I know.
Well, I was in Dallas for work, and then
Okay.
yeah,
So you got a
this
good
dog.
job.
I got my little dog around here somewhere. Where is she at?
Aw.
Her name's Daisy.
Oh, you got a Daisy too? So Daisy's gonna be hot in
a
Arizona
Labradoodle.
with that black
She's a
coat.
good girl.
What's up, Jameson Taylor? How are you? Let me get to the chat real quick. What's up,
She'd be
Dwayne
a good
Sweetney?
receiver for the Cowboys. You keep throwing the ball to her, she just keeps going.
You
Don't you?
got Joe DeMasi. We got EJB in the house. Oscar Perini, what's up, brother? If I missed anybody, Tim Panel, I said, if I missed anybody, just spam it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think that there's just a bit of excitement more this year because of all the new pieces and how they're going to fit. Anybody
And here's
feeling?
my expectation of Shoddy is when I was watching the Football Life the other day about Marty Schottenheimer, and one of the things that made him so successful was his ability to teach the players. And that's what I want to see out of Brian, is if he could teach the players to implement what he wants to do, then I think it'll work.
That's why I think he picked up these coaches that he picked up. I think why not go get the best if you're going to teach the best?
Yep.
That's just my feeling.
That's going to be his key, is being able to teach these guys, because I think Mike McCarthy is a good coach. I just don't think he was a very good teacher as far as what he wanted. Dan Quinn was, but Mike McCarthy wasn't.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I was kind of happy with the draft, especially with the acquisition of Pickens. This is where I would also disagree with people who say Schottenheimer doesn't have a control. He was allowed to go out and get Pickens, right, as an offseason target. They obviously had a strategy because we were all there at the draft, assuming they were going wide receiver, right? And they didn't go wide receiver. They could have went with the University of Texas kid. There were wide receivers on the board, but they chose not to, and they went with the best guard in the draft. So that was nice. And they basically went with with who they liked and best available. It may not have been, I don't know, like round 2. I guess they didn't believe Easy was going to be there. Did they really need edge rusher? They took the best available in their mind. They did that 2 years in a row in the second round, and I like it. I like what they did with Marshawn Nealon last year. Rather than trying to risk on a boss man fat, go out and try and hit a home run with a troubled player, they went out and stuck to what they thought, and I'm actually pretty happy with that.
And a lot of unproven edge rushers right now that really haven't seen time. Sam Williams, he's been hurt. Marshawn Nealon, and now you got EZ. So it's going to be really tough determining who's going to be that starting edge for us beside Micah Parsons.
Hey, Joe
There's a lot of
DeMasi.
potential, I think.
Hey, Joe DeMasi, email me your phone number. I got to ask you something. Joe DeMasi.
I think they're really, really excited about Easy, though. I think he's showing things that they knew that he had in him already. He's the kind of guy that you don't have to teach a lot to. He already has some of the moves that they were going to teach him.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with
this defense is going to be better this defense is going to be a hell of a lot better than people think because they're really high on Toia. They're really high on him.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with teachable players. I mean, Jimmy Johnson, hell, when he was there, he taught all those players. He got them groomed the way he wanted them to be. So I think that
everything is a combination. Everything is
What's
a combination.
What's up, Trader Chris? What's up, Twiz the Jig?
So many things that go into the game itself that, when you look at the way Parcells approached the game the way he did, and you look at the people that came after him, and you look at Marty Schottenheimer, I'm sure he learned stuff from his dad.
And, he's been around.
So you got to take that into consideration. I'm pretty sure he's learned stuff of the aspect, you get where I'm getting with it.
Yeah.
His dad was a high family value man.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And
Marty was Marty was a big family man, and he treated his players good. I think that his son is going to be underrated. I think this team is underrated. I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay,
I'm not saying we're going to win the division, but I believe we're going to go to the playoffs.
I'll text you after the stream,
I do.
Joe.
Fun fact, one of my friends is a Chiefs fan. He's been a Chiefs fan for a long time. And he said that back in the day, a lot of people were mad at Marty Schottenheimer because he passed Emmitt Smith up in the draft.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, that's true.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. Well,
you did pass on Emmitt.
Yeah, and we talk about it, right? I mean, we'll see what happens with Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. I know we got Jaden Blue, but again, this is year one of this staff. We'll see what they do with Deuce Vaughn, but you can't get everything. Me and Randy we all talked about it, but we talked about we were not going to address every hole in this year's draft. It was a multi-year process. I know Drew had said it. Difference between me and Drew is he believes during that process you can't win, where I would disagree. Now, win what? I don't know. Just get into the playoffs as well.
I agree with Randy, though. I think we're going to be good this year.
I think we're going to be good, but I'm not going to sacrifice wins to do it. Again, we're going to have some growing pains, but I also think that we have enough talent to win games. So I think I think they can be as good as they want to be. I do. And this
I agree with you.
This kind of reminds me of the Eagles a little bit, what they're doing. Ultra sent me some messages. Yeah, their trades were acquire first-round talents at linebacker and corner. As opposed
the Eagles went
to
to the
drafting
playoff Dracula's rookie year.
Again.
So it can be done.
You know how that works, though. You can't, they won't. We're in a situation now where we just have to deal with what everybody's saying and go out and prove them wrong. And if we can't, we have to stand up and rip the team. But if we do, then you would hope that they would come back our way a little bit instead of moving the goalpost. We'll see. And I like what they did in free agency,
until we
too.
get past the wild card playoff, the divisional round, people are going to think the same things. No matter if we go undefeated or not, they're going to say that until when we get to playoffs can they win?
What's up, Virus? Where you been, brother? Hop on. I miss you, man.
Yeah, we'll keep hearing.
You know what I like about this team, and nobody's really talking about it, but we've gotten a lot younger, and with younger brings competition. And some of the older guys that have left, let's just face it, they were set in their ways, and I'm glad them boys are gone. I'm glad, I hate to say it, but I'm glad that all that crap is gone. And I think with all the younger players and the younger team, there's going to be more competition, and players are going to play harder, and they're going to want to win more. That's just the way I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't earn your nickname. Don't just go out and start calling yourself something that you have to earn it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out real well.
Win a championship, then you can call yourself whatever you want.
Vince Young, who wasn't even the starting quarterback, he's the one that came out and called him the dream team. How'd that work out? So go out there, prove yourself, and then you can give yourself a nickname.
Hey, Kid Cowboy, I feel you, brother. I do. I'm not gonna be that way, but I'm not gonna tell you how to feel, kid cowboy. You're 5 years older than me. This team doesn't deserve anything good to say about them until they can reach the NFC Championship game. My thing is, kid, this is a little different. You know, they're going with a youth movement. Other than at quarterback, which is the one guy that you want to be a veteran, there's no doubt in my mind if Dak stays healthy, he's gonna put up big time numbers this year. I think everybody admits it, and I think it's a perfect schedule, like Eagles Drew says, to show that. What's up, D'Angelo? How are you, brother? I think Eagles Drew hits it. It's a tough schedule, right? Wouldn't you guys rather have a tough schedule? Because now we're gonna know.
Yes.
We're gonna know, Randy, by the end of the year, if he is a shot fighter, well, then you got to cut bait. Right, and I disagree with Mark. You can cut bait after this year. If he has a great year, now it's a matter of, okay, boys, you've won 2 playoff games in your. He's played 7.5 seasons. Let's just be honest. He's played about 8 seasons of football. He's been hurt for almost 2 full seasons. So, what do you do in the playoffs? Again, you need to have a good regular season to give yourself an opportunity. But as soon as the playoffs start, it's a new season, right? It's a new season. So I could care less about MVPs. I want him to have a good year because I want everybody to be on the same page. I want to be rolling. I want, but.
Well, Dak too, he got a luxury when he got drafted because he already had everything in place for him. He had a lot. Versus Romo didn't. They were trying to establish that. And now I think they're kind of resetting that now I'd support Dak. I want to see him win a ring with Dallas. But if something happens, he might be outside looking in because I really think that they're building this team now, not just for him, but for whoever comes in at quarterback.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
And finally with, well, go ahead, Randy.
Well, what I was going to say is being a young team as we are now, if they play well and they do win 1 or 2 games, I really don't give a damn whether Dak Prescott wins an MVP. I want to see this team go further than they have in 30 years.
Yes.
That's my feeling.
That's where I go to Kid Cowboy,
because then we shut
where I understand where he's coming from, but life's too short, kid. I'm not going to be miserable. I'm going to root my squad on. Not to say you're not rooting it, but life's too short, man. Let's just be positive. Maybe this is the year. That's how we got to look at it. Instead of this is what I would say to Kid Cowboy, Randy. Dallas goes 11 or 12 wins in a regular season. They go on an extended run, and you were miserable throughout the whole thing. How are you going to feel then? Allow yourself to enjoy it a little bit. What's up, Matt Batten? How are you, bro? That's all.
Hell, Brian, look at what happened last year. After the New Orleans thrashed us, we really didn't have anything to look forward to last year.
Right.
We started talking about the draft after the 3rd freaking game of the year, and it just got steadily worse with injuries and everything else. A younger team, we may not have that issue this year. And if we do well, then I'm going to tell you something. The cockroaches are going to come out of the woodworks if we do well. You're going to see people wearing stuff that hasn't worn stuff in 10 years. That's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
This group of people are the true fans. I mean, we stick by the Cowboys through thick and thin.
I mean, I had a bag over my head at times last year. I keep it real. I don't sit there and say things I don't mean. Doesn't mean I'm right all the time. I don't think anybody's right all the time. But again, to each his own, right? To each his own. I'm going to choose to be positive and happy because I like what they did. Again, just remember, guys.
I do too.
I did not like what they did going into the season last year. I think I had Dallas winning 10 last year, and they ended up with 7. I think they won. I had them winning the division with 10. That made a bit of a bit of homerism, but I did. It is what it is. I think I had them winning 10 last year, but all those injuries, it wasn't a horrible. It wasn't horrible, but this year I like it. Last year they did nothing. This year I like exactly what they did. I mean, I like what they did in free agency. They put an emphasis on the offensive line. Okay, Adding a lot of offensive line depth that we're not talking about now. And you say, oh, well, who? Well, we're not talking about the starters, but there's not going to be that, oh, my God, drop-off. Because we brought in the player out of Miami who played every game at guard last year. Who was that, Robert?
The guard.
Jones,
Some
I
guy
think
from
is what?
San
Yeah.
Francisco, too.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
We brought in a lot of guys.
I mean,
Stop.
what's that?
Oh, I was talking. I'm in here. I'm trying to get this music stopped. Hey, you gonna be on Mark's thing later on, or
I don't know yet. I might. I might go to a movie. I don't know. So we'll see. I need to get out of this hot house. So I might get out of here.
Well, I got to do some honey-do list stuff, but
brother. I'll talk to you later, bro. All right.
All right, Lo.
See it.
All right, take it easy.
But I like what they did with the pass rush. You know, and at corner, we're hearing that. Yeah, again, we're hearing that Kyer Elam is having an unbelievable start. Again, it's in shorts and T-shirts, but you can only look at what you can look at. We've had these situations before where guys haven't really participated much. They're rehabbing an injury. Elam doesn't have any of that. He's got size. He's got speed. He was just playing out of position with Buffalo, and we'll see if he can actually be good here. If he can, that's a huge acquisition. Again, he's in a final year of a deal, so you're in a win-win type of situation where either Elam sticks with us and says, well, why would I want to leave? I just had arguably my best year, and now I'm going to go in free agent. Now, he has to do what he has to do for his family. So after this year, if he has a good year, you may lose an Elam, but then you get the comp picks. And if Savon Ravel is that good and Diggs comes all the way back and you find a way to re-sign Bland, which I don't know that they're doing that. I don't know. Me personally, I would like to see Diggs go into the safety role, re-sign Bland. You have Ravel, and let's go. You have some young guys that we've drafted, but that's all hypothetical at this point. But what do you guys think about what we did at the defensive end? You would have thought that we would have had enough, right? But yet they went out and got the Washington Commando. Who am I thinking of? That I lost his.
Damn, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, the edge rusher.
He played.
Yeah, the edge.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of here? Who's our?
He had 10 sacks for him last year.
Yeah, who's?
It's on my head right now.
Yeah. Just because I'm an idiot don't mean you guys need to be idiots.
Well, we're sitting in the cool air, Brian. You're sitting in freaking miserably heat.
Dante Fowler. That's
Thank you.
Fowler. There you go.
Well, he said Flowers, but that just locked. Yeah. So because you figure you had Marshawn Nealon, right? You had Nealon. You have Micah. You have, and then you got Fowler, and then you still drafted Easy, which is why I was saying they kind of stuck to their board and didn't say, no, well, we have plenty. No, you never have enough, So I'm kind of digging.
Because the guy's good at pass rushing doesn't mean that they're not good at run stopping, because Nealon looked pretty good last year.
Thanks, Chris.
Nealon's more of a run stopper anyway, which is good.
Yeah, he plays. Yeah, he
was hurt a lot last year.
Yeah,
he was, but when he was in there, he looked really good.
He did.
Guys that when the season went on, they started looking a lot better too.
I think the reason they drafted Easy is because next year Fowler and Williams are going to be free agents.
Oh, Sam Williams. How do I forget Sam Williams, who looks like an absolute beast?
Yes. One of them guys is going to be a free agent. They're both going to be free agents next year, and they may not sign both of them. They may sign one.
Yeah, they may sign one. Yes, they might sign one. Sam Williams, again. He's probably the most athletic of the bunch. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
Sam Williams is bigger, stronger, and almost as fast. I don't know. I mean, everybody's sending me videos on how he's running. Sam Williams is really looking good, but again, he hasn't played much. I think he had 7 sacks as a rookie on a part-time basis.
Yes. Yeah, he did well his rookie year. Then he got hurt last year or year before. He got hurt and he wasn't the same.
Yeah, Ultra, and I agree with Ultra saying Dak has never had these type of explosive weapons, and it's a double-edged sword, especially my Eagle people. It's now or never for Dak, right? As a Cowboy guy, I'm not going to make any more excuses for him. There is no
it's now or
more,
never. I agree.
no excuses.
I agree too.
No more excuses, Dak. I love
But
you,
you know
but
what?
I can't.
It's like I was saying
can't.
before, you have to be good on all phases of the game, and you got to be smart. And we weren't like that. We
Well,
never
if
been
you
like
think
that.
of
And you need to
if you
bring
think
that.
about it, our offense is going to make our defense better right away, don't you think? I mean, they're going to keep the defense off the field more because they're going to be better at offense.
True, but the point I'm trying to make is, you can game plan all you want and do what you want, but if you can't be dominant on both sides of the ball, play smart,
I agree with you.
then there's no point. And that's
Right.
what
I
we
agree with
haven't
you.
had, and that's what I'm seeing being built. With what I'm seeing, I actually see energy. I actually see people wanting to go out there, and not just like the attitude. I see it with posts that I see online, with the players themselves.
Well,
So
if you hear them
I see a
talking
different.
when they're
I see
doing
a different
interviews,
vibe.
Chris. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I do too. The attitude is totally different than it has been over the last 5 years.
Well, at least in the last
Totally
couple of
different.
years, I think it's been a little stale after that Green Bay game, and I just
It
think
has.
it's been like, you know. So
Since the
there
Green
had to
Bay
be
game.
a change because
Yes.
last year you could see that energy, even when everybody was healthy in the beginning, and it wasn't. I mean, that first game, yeah, and then the second game, it was like, what the hell's going on? You could see the energy, you could see the frustration in
Yeah.
some of the coaches, and you have to have a good attitude. But you also have to be smart, and you have to be good in all phases of the game. It's not just one or the other.
Yeah. Now, we've
So-
talked about some of the positives and some of the negatives, like Vinny said. I don't know that it's a negative, but we can't sit here and have revisionist history. We were like, wow, if we could get Jaden Blue, that would be great. Obviously, everybody wanted the first round running back, right? And that's not, what's
Yeah.
his name out of Boise? Outside of that, there was a few that were
Genty.
close.
Genty.
But there wasn't that many bell cow backs, and that's not what they want to do anyway. We've learned that lesson with the Zeke Elliott. We gave him that second contract, and he really didn't live up to the second contract. Emmett did. That was great, but normally they don't. The running back position is they want. It's why I don't have a problem drafting a running back in the first round, because you get 5 years from him and then you move on. But I'm not going to have revisionist history. I like Jaden Blue. Now, I think, okay, I'm hearing that that's a room, like Vinny said, he would like to be stronger. Okay, we don't know, though, we don't know what their plan is. I agree with you. That's an area where it could be possibly an issue. We might be relying on Jaden Bloom a little too much, possibly if Miles Sanders doesn't step up, or Javonte Williams. He looks good, but they all look good now. So that is a question mark. My main question mark is still our one technique, even though Eberflus doesn't really he's more of a guy who wants a smaller, quicker guy rather than a bigger guy. Don't ask me if that's right or wrong. I don't know. That's kind of what he likes. But we do have a couple big guys. Maybe they'll fit good in his system. But outside of that, I can't really fault anything that they're doing. You guys, what do you feel?
The best thing that's going on right now is Chris Dooley just said it too. Jerry Jones has stepped back out of the spotlight, and things seem to be more fresh than they do stale. Jerry seems to know how to piss the fans off real easy, and he does it a whole bunch. And this year, it's been so nice in the off season not hearing him every dang day.
Hey, Mark Hutchinson, how are you, brother?
And I think that's a big, big plus for this whole team. Not him not speaking.
Yeah, Kid Cowboy, just look behind me. That should tell you what I love. I love the running back position. I got my favorite running back, Tony Dorsett. I got a couple Emmitt Smith jerseys. I got another Dorsett on the far left. I even got a Herschel Walker back there. I love the running back. I have other jerseys, but the running back has always been my favorite growing up as a kid. So I would love to have that guy. I love the Zeke pick. I remember that as a rookie, that game in Pittsburgh, man, that was beautiful. But
Yeah, it was.
It just never. He had I mean, he was really good, but it just never was what we thought, right? But he was a great player. It wasn't like he wasn't. But again, what's in the past is in the past. Tyler Smith loves to serve Jalen cakes to IHOP. I love Tyler Smith. I do love Tyler Smith, Ultra. He will be a Cowboy. He's not going anywhere, people. Just everybody relax.
No.
He will not be. I agree with Randy. We'll probably pay more than maybe we should. But
he looks mean too, by the way.
he's just a
He's got a mean streak in him.
He looks mean. Have you seen him?
and yeah.
Ooh,
And
man.
Eagles. Oh, you know what? That's what I should have looked at. I was reminiscing. I was watching the whole video. Maybe I can find it. Let me before we get out of here.
I will say this: people aren't giving Jaden Blue enough credit. I think that man is going to be a good running back. I just, they had him ranked in the 3rd round, but I think with his speed, if you get him out on the screen or something like that on the edges, he's gone.
Well, even yeah. I mean,
Never seen a guy
there
bench
you go.
press.
I'm gonna
700.
play this here. Just I was reminiscing a little bit. So let me play this since we're talking about we're talking about running the football. You need a beast like Tyler Smith and Cooper Beebe and hopefully Tyler Booker. Let's just watch just a little 2-minute clip of Larry Allen. Rest in peace, Larry Allen, but he died way too young. But let's just watch this clip.
Way too young.
It gives me
Never seen a guy
goosebumps.
bench press 700
Look how
and 5
look how
pounds.
small
I
Nate
was
Newton
there
looks.
the day he did it. I would have never thought a guy could naturally lift that type of weight, man.
It's a man right there. Rocket Ismail.
Man, if I had 6 legs, I probably couldn't squat that.
He was a gentle giant.
Look at you, man.
That's amazing right there.
The best play I ever saw Larry Allen do was run down that linebacker
Down the
after
sideline.
the interception. Yeah, it was a freaking play by a big man.
Man, you see how far he would push freaking linemen upfield? Like fuck.
Yeah, and when he
like
had him
700
down, he'd hit
yards
him.
Thanks,
upfield. Oh
Dustin.
yeah.
I
The dude
just-
was a beast.
He was
I
a
think he
mean-
can lift almost 3 of me is insane. I'm like 250.
You remember
so it's like,
yeah, who was that against,
Holy
Randy? Remember
crap.
he was
The Saints.
it was an interception or was it he was just running downfield?
it was an
to-
interception, Troy.
No,
somebody
Aikman threw an
man.
interception
Yeah.
around the 40-yard line against the Saints, and the guy had the edge and all of a sudden out of your corner of the eye, Larry came out of the corner of the eye and he ran him down.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Randy White. Randy White had the same kind of play happen to him too.
Yeah, Larry Allen was the man. Again, that's just. Again, I'm not here to crap on Tyler Booker. I'm high on the kid. Yeah, I am. But that just goes. Larry Allen was not a first-round draft pick. Do your homework. Get a good offensive line coach, and I think we got one. But to Kid Cowboys, I don't have any evidence of that, and so the Kid Cowboys in the wait and see mode. I'm in there. I'm going to be positive.
Look at Arizona's running tape.
Yeah.
Look at their tape from last year.
Well, and he's going to be our offensive coordinator,
agree.
so he's going to have a lot to say. But we went out and got the Kansas State running backs coach to handle our offensive line. So you got to have Clayton Adams and him working in tandem with the running backs coach. So I don't know. I don't need a first round. That was my whole thing. I'm not saying don't draft a first round lineman like Divock Lombardi. Seems like you have to draft a first round. No, you do not. Look at Jordan Mailata with the Eagles. Look at Larry Allen. Look at Eric Williams. Look at any great lineman that we've ever had. Not all of them have been a first round draft pick. That's all I ever was trying to say. Yeah, Kevin Gogan. You have Nate Newton was he was cut by Washington, right? Mark Stepnoski. Mark Tuanay was a converted defensive end or defensive tackle.
Yes.
And and then he was converted to a left tackle. Again, you don't need first round talent. You need good coaching. And
coaching matters.
Coaching matters. Just look at the Eagles. So, but anyway, there's nothing wrong with memories, Drew. When we die, that's all we have, brother. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with memories. You're going to look back on this run by the Eagles as probably an exciting time for you. I would sure hope that nobody 20 years from now is going to poo-poo what you're going through, Drew. So I would appreciate you not poo-pooing our memories. Nothing wrong with that, bro. Nobody's saying it means anything. Rob A., what's up, my man? How are you, Rob? Coyotes in the house. I texted you, Joe. I did text. Oh, there you go. You got back to me. Yeah, I'll text you after the show. See if you're available Wednesday night. Well, I'll do it now.
I'm going to go. Guys, take it easy, man.
All right, brother. See it.
Take it easy, Chris.
Yeah, let's see if I have plenty of people, but I'm looking for an eagle. I got to pick an eagle for Wednesday. I got to pick a commander. I'm thinking I'm going to go, as long as Chris Dooley is available, I'm going to go with him and then have Momo join in later. Maybe I'll do, an eagle. I don't know, like whoever wants to do it. Rob, if you're available Wednesday night, or Drew. I'm trying to wait for Drew against Ultra. Ultra's in the middle of writing books, and Ultra's knee deep in government stuff right now, so he don't have a lot of time. But thanks for anything that you do. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But I was gonna have Joe DeMasi represent Dallas in the 4, and then go from there. But we'll see. If he's not available, we'll go Randy or somebody. It's fine. Randy will be in later anyway. But D'Angelo, now remember, Drew, they were excited about Tyler Guy. Again, Randy, do you want to deal with that, or do you want me? Were we that excited?
Yeah, I'll deal with it. Listen, I was more excited over BB than I was Guyton, to be honest with you, during the draft. I'll say this much. People can badmouth Tyler Guyton all they want. He's had one freaking year. Let's see what he does this year.
Yeah.
And then we can complain about him. People don't just walk in every day. Every first round pick don't walk in and start for every freaking team. It just don't happen that way. There's more misses in the first round than there are hits, period.
Yeah. All right, cool, Joe. Just let me know. We start at 8:30 on Wednesday night, so I'd want you at the beginning. If not, let me know. You can still come in later, and we'll have Randy or somebody else. I forgot about.
I can go Wednesday if you want.
Yeah, well, you can definitely be on. I haven't heard from you. I was going to text you later. I forgot about you, but yes,
that's okay. Yeah, I'm doing fine now.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah, you're in and out. What happened? Oh, there you go. Well, Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do Wednesday if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll definitely put you in the rotation. We'll see about Joe, but yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I only do about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I open up the Zoom call for everybody
Yeah.
anyway. But
Yeah.
I like
And
to
then
have
it becomes the Momo show.
Well, that's again, I mean, I love it, but it's comedy. That's what we got to look at it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's all comedy. This running back room is an embarrassment, Kid Cowboy. You are so hard, brother.
Boy,
How have you
he's
guys been?
I've been doing good.
pretty good. You, Troy?
I'm
Yeah,
lying.
slowly recovering.
Good.
I'm lying because I'm
You've been hot,
I'm
Brian.
hot.
You've been
I have no
freaking
air conditioning
miserable.
right now. So
There
Hey,
is
Hey,
nothing.
Joe.
hey,
I don't
Woke,
care what
what's up,
anybody
brother?
says. When it's hot and you don't have cool in your house, you're miserable. I don't care who you are. You can't sleep right. You can't do, you get irritated real easy. I mean, it's just
Hey, Rob.
bad.
Rob A, this is for you. I got a question for you. I was just gonna send you either this. I was gonna send you a tumbler, or I was gonna send you a mug.
Oh, I like those, Brian. Those
So
look good.
they're on the website, but Rob won, and I know he has all my Eagles stuff. So let me know if you want the mug or the tumbler. So they do have a star, but it's not a Cowboy star. It's a Game Time Brian star. The mailman always delivers.
I'm doing great, Drew. Thanks for
Let me know what you want.
Thanks for
Drew.
keeping me in your thoughts.
Yeah, he's a good man, Drew. He
is.
He's a little rough around the edges sometimes. But
By the way, I'm going to be paying up my debt to what's his name over on.
Who's that?
Oh, Gal, the big guy, Eagle fan.
Philly 500.
No, it's the other guy.
Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
Oh,
I got to pay it.
Yeah, Leo don't like me these days because I ripped into him. Oh well.
Oh well.
It is.
Yeah, I've got my Eagles jersey coming. Randall Cunningham, Kelly Green.
New running back room, kid. Tim Panel. Yeah, man. I'm excited. Rob has something to throw at Couch Boys fans this week. Oh, what's he throwing? Game time. Let's go with the tumbler, my brother. Okay, thank you. All right, I'll get it out over the next couple days. It'll be coming your way. Let me write a note for myself. So before we get out of here in a few minutes, Troy, what's going on? I mean, like, what are you looking for when it comes to training camp?
I want to see basically how our draft class will be doing. I'd like to see some of these, the last two draft classes, if we still have anybody left, to, really shine. I mean, we haven't seen them shine in the last 2-3 years, maybe more, with our draft classes. I want to see if we did well in this draft with who we got.
Well,
I'm really excited for Blue, Jaden Blue.
Yeah, me too. That's why it's funny because all these people that are hammering this running back room. Just okay. Let's wait for the season to start because maybe we won't let you back on.
I think right now,
maybe you won't be allowed back on the bed.
Isn't it between Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams?
Yeah, I don't. Again,
for number one.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Deuce Vaughn's going to be out of the mix when his college coach is here now. Maybe it's Hunter Luepke.
I cannot believe that either.
So it'll be interesting. I think the best players need to stay. If that's Deuce Vaughn, then he needs to stay. He ain't gonna be a bell cow guy, but I just don't know at this point. We're gonna have to see. I
don't think he's gotten a fair chance, honestly, Brian. I don't think he's ever gotten a fair chance because they put him in there with the second and thirds during preseason. How can you prove something like that during the season?
Yeah,
you can't.
I agree. Definitely agree.
I think also too, I'd like to see the defense step up a little bit more now.
Well, I mean, we're all waiting for that defensive line to because if that defensive line I'm talking the tackles can take a step. We know Osa and Solomon Thomas are going to be good, but
Yeah.
is Mozzie going to just be Mozzie again? And then we putting all this pressure, more pressure on other guys like Jay Toia, who is obviously a rookie. Obviously, they got the guy out of New Orleans who's going to play on the line. Who am I thinking of? I'm trying to think of his. Let's see.
Oh, heck.
The defensive.
He was a
tackle, yeah.
defensive end / D
He's-
tackle. He slides in. Marshawn Nealon's going to play some D tackle as well.
Yeah,
He's
he
going to be
will.
able to slide in. I'm looking for him now. I always forget him because he hasn't been a Cowboy for very long. Peyton Turner.
Turner. Yeah.
Peyton Turner, that's
He's
it.
only
Turner's-
26. He's out of Houston. He's in a final year of his rookie deal. He's been banged up a lot. He's 6'6.5". Big guy. He's all muscle though. He's not like a big. He probably fits into Eberflus's system better than a 350-pound guy. But it's nice to have at least one of those guys. So Peyton Turner, I'm actually looking forward to. That'll be number 98. If you see a 98 in training camp, just get a good look at him. His ceiling is high, but again, he's been hurt a lot. So, and then they just went out and got Perry and Winfrey. He's a troubled player off the field, out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He's only 24. He was the one that had an assault case when he was drafted in the 4th round by the Browns in 2022. He was in the UFL. Dallas has had good experience with pulling guys from the UFL. Obviously, Brandon Aubrey, Cavante Turpin, they've had some success. So we'll see what he can offer. I mean,
Another thing I wish they would do is address the cornerback room. They have not done that at all.
well, what the corner?
Aside from Saban.
Well, they got Savon, they got Kyer Elam, who they really are high on. So
I don't know. He didn't really do well with Buffalo.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
But he's played in a different type of position, though. They played a lot of man in Buffalo, where he's going to play a lot more zone in Dallas.
Yeah, he's a bigger
So,
guy.
Well, we'll see.
Hey, Hallie, how are you? Let's just put it
Hey,
this
Hallie.
way. He has stood out in T-shirts and shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all we got. Because
Thank God in 3 weeks we get the real deal, though. We
But-
get to start hearing, okay,
Yeah.
he's doing this and that.
And then we're going to hear, okay, he's coming back to earth. And that's fine, too, and then we'll say it. But if a player got injured in T-shirts and shorts or did not look good in T-shirts and shorts, we would hear that as well. But most of the time, you don't hear that. So I understand. We're going to have the blue Maffa in the backfield, and I'm going to love it. I like Maffa. Yeah, again, that'll be interesting. That's probably the most unique battle is the running back battle, and probably, I don't know, what's the other position group, Randy, that you are, to me, it's the running backs. How is this all going to play out? How many are you keeping, right? But what other position?
Yes.
Well, what other position would you say is, oh my God, what are we going to do there?
Well,
Meaning,
I'm
who we keeping
I want
and
to
who
see
who
what
we
the
cutting.
offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what the offensive line is going to mold into. I want to see how good the offensive line is going to be, because if Booker is the real deal,
Same
and I feel
guys,
that
Chris
he
Dooley.
is,
Same guys.
it's going to make the middle of our offense very, very, very strong. And if you add Pickens, if Pickens and Dak become good right away, it's going to mold this offense into a powerhouse.
Hey, Linda, how are you? Linda
It
Conyers
depends
is in the
upon
house.
who the running back is, too. If we can open up the lanes,
Well, that's what
Any
I'm
one of
saying.
those-
If
any one
Yes,
of those
I
backs
agree.
will succeed.
Yes.
I love what Javonte Williams did. Is it Javonte Williams?
Yeah.
Yes.
In
He did it
Denver.
at Denver.
When
Yeah.
he because
Well-
they really didn't have a line when he was drafted.
What he said was recently is this is, again, that's all we can go by, right? Until we actually put pads on, is he feels as good now as he did before the injury. Some guys,
okay.
He had the ACL after his rookie year, right? So,
Yep.
who knows? So,
Yeah, I'm excited to see
I mean,
the offense.
short yardage guy, goal line type guy, leader
Who's
guy.
that for Javante?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
If you want goal line, then I think Miles Sanders is your man.
Really?
I think. I could be wrong.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, but it's again, and Randy brings up the line. I'm kind of like, if I had to pick a second position that I'm looking at saying, okay, what are we how's this going to shake out? It would have to be the wide receivers for me. So it's really offense because, all right, we know who 1 and 2 are. Who's going to be 3? I still think it's Tolbert. They're not giving up on Mingo, are they? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
We've got him for what, another 2 years?
Well, yeah, he's young. So now, I mean, obviously you go Cavante Turpin, right? Because he won't be listed as a wide receiver. He'll be listed as our number 1 kick returner. So you can go heavy there. Do you go 6 receivers and Turpin, or do you go 5 receivers and Turpin? That'll be the interesting dilemma. You know, who plays special teams? That's where Deuce Vaughn is in trouble. Because
that's where it's going to matter right there, is who's plays special teams and who doesn't.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what could hurt the running back.
Yeah. The interesting thing I noticed about the Mingo situation, in the middle of last year when we traded for him, he was forced on McCarthy. And McCarthy really didn't, know
he
what
went
to do
out of
with
his
it.
way. It seemed like
He did
just not do anything. Why? I don't know. I think he was ready to be gone, to be honest with you.
I do too. I agree with you, Brian. I think he had enough and he didn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
I just do.
Yep.
He got his money. He didn't care anymore.
I'm wondering, though, if he, now that he's going to get a full possible year under his belt in Dallas.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Make this a prove it a year, and then, if teams want him, trade him away. Get some draft capital for next year.
I agree with that.
The other position you got to look at is linebacker. What is our linebacker group going to look like? That's the other position that's going to be, surprisingly good or average or whatever.
I think they're going to be good. I really do.
I do too. I do too. But we don't know now what's going to happen.
Yeah. The one position I'm curious to watch is the safeties. We really did not address that situation at all.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that at the top of the show. Where I see, I don't know if I'm just a moron or, you guys can say it. I don't know. I kind of see Trayvon Diggs ultimately going to that safety spot or not being on the team. But I see them transitioning away from Hooker maybe this year. But maybe not this year. Maybe they'll get one more year out of Malik and then they'll maybe transition. I think that's a natural position. I think he could be very elite playing the center field safety spot, meaning Trayvon. Especially
he did that at Alabama.
Especially if Savon Ravel is a player. If Savon Ravel is not a player, well, then that puts you in a little bit of a bind. And then that's all more important to keep Bland. In a perfect world, right, you would like to have Bland be able to play the slot. I don't know ultimately if that's what's going to happen. That is another interesting thing because they're mixing him in the slot. I don't think Bland cares as long as you pay him, but he wants to be paid as a superstar. So I see a team spending foolishly on Bland in the offseason. I would love to keep him, but I don't know that happens. Your thoughts on Bland?
I think honestly on Bland is honestly if Pickens shows that he can be the player he is, they're going to sign Pickens and they're going to let Bland walk. You watch, because they got to sign Tyler Smith too.
It's going to be another,
and then we'll draft another cornerback in the draft next year.
Yeah.
What's his name that went to Jacksonville? Lewis.
Jordan Lewis, yeah.
It's going to be a situation
totally
like
fine
that.
Not paying that ridiculous contract to a guy who's playing the 31 this year. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
go young.
What kind of contract does what's his name have?
Who?
The one we're talking about. Go.
Bland?
Slipped my mind. Yeah, Bland.
Bland's going to be a free agent. That's the issue.
And if we
right
let him
now,
go, we could get a good.
Right
maybe
now,
fourth
Deron
rounder
Bland
for
is making his cap number is $5.4 million.
Okay, so he'll if he goes, we'll get a fifth round compensation
No,
paid
if
for him, probably.
if Deron Bland goes,
he'll get big money. He's gonna get big money, and he'll get big money.
If
We'll get a
Deron
third
Bland
round
has
pick.
a bounce back year because he didn't play much last year, he's going to get big time. He's going to get top 5% money out there. He's going to get a big contract.
I can see that. I think.
But again, it's easy to say replace. If Ravel works out, then that's why they're not signing Bland anytime soon, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're going to let
I
him play
agree.
out.
I
You
agree
need to
with you.
see him come back from that foot injury and show that he could play week in, week out.
Yeah, he's the one I'm looking forward to seeing.
So, it'll be interesting. Like moves like that. Like we got a guy, like Jake Ferguson. He's only making $3.5 million. This is the last year of his deal. He's going to make some more money. I think Jake wants to stay in Dallas, but Jake has to have a big year.
Yeah.
I love Jake Ferguson, but he needs to have a big year.
He should have a big year with Pickens on the other side now.
I think so.
The seams are going to be very, very open for him to run.
Luke Schoonmaker, another guy, needs to, he needs to progress. I think Schoonmaker has done decently, but, he has all the tools.
As a second rounder, he hadn't done what he's supposed to have done.
You know what's fun, guys, when we look at our team? We're not even counting on guys like Overshone at the start of the year. We're really not. Overshone, we're not counting on him because he should not play for at least the first 6 weeks.
Until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So, thanks, Virus. But yeah, so when we get him back, that's just going to be another piece of the puzzle. Yeah. I think a guy who they re-signed, who's really going to be a big key, especially early on in the season, is a guy like Israel Mukwamu. I think Mukwamu is, that they're going to rely on him. Do you think? I mean, probably play some.
I think
of the
Thomas
slot.
is another one they're going to rely on.
Yeah.
Wanye.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be. He may be in the starting lineup.
I mean, they went out and got the guy from Green Bay, Robert Rochelle, 6'2", 195, out of Central Arkansas. He was like an extra, like in the secondary, but you're going to be surprised. I know prime time likes Troy Pride out of Notre Dame, 5'11", 195. He's so 3 years of NFL experience. I mean, look, we have guys. It's just who's going to step up. But all right, everybody.
That's what I'm looking forward to training camp. That's why I'm looking forward to all these young players.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see some of these battles be decided. I really do.
Me too.
We're getting close because what's today? Today is the 29th. So we're
29.
22 days
3
away.
weeks.
22 days away from NFL football, as far as the Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commandos, and the Giants. And then once that starts, it's going to be real quick before we get to Thursday Night Football and the belly of the beast. I can't wait. But everybody, before we get out of here, everybody hit the like button for me, and I would appreciate it. And, I don't know. I probably won't do anything later tonight. It's kind of tough when it's hot and I turn on all my equipment.
Yeah, no, I feel for you, brother. I hope you get your AC quick.
Well, it's he's going Monday to get like some of the stuff. I went with one of those high efficiency units that it is what it is. It's about time. So
I replaced mine before the summer even came. So I replaced my whole system just about 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, I'm doing
best
that.
thing I ever
the
did.
Heater, I'm doing the furnace too because it's like 800 more miles to do it. So I didn't realize my system was close to 15 years old. So it's due, and it was I had it before I put on this big edition, which is probably, I don't know, how big is our edition? It's like a little less than 800 square feet edition. So I got a big edition out the back of the house. I did tell my guy at the time, who has recently passed away, I said, just make sure you put a big enough unit to handle the 800 foot
extension.
Yeah. And I don't think he did, because it's always kind of struggled. It's cool here, but upstairs in the boys' rooms, it's always been hotter in the summer or colder in the winter. And so, yeah, we'll see. I think that was a 2.4 ton, and I'm going with a 3 ton. And it's going to be the
Yeah,
newer
that's what
system.
I did, 3 ton.
Yeah, so I got
And it
about-
cools the house real good.
Yeah, and it's a newer system, and like he said that he can get parts for it. It's like the company he deals with. This is the guy who does my lawn, and he owns. He's just a hardworking guy, so he's going to help me out. But that's it, everybody. Thank you for the breakfast. I like hanging out. I just didn't want to do it tonight because I'm going to try and go out. But yeah. I'm looking to have Joe DeMasi just text me, brother. I don't know if Rob said he could do it. If not, then I'll start a text chain. Maybe Drew will do it. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to rotate everybody if I can, but after the hour, everybody will be able to slide in. If Joe don't do it, then we'll have Troy or somebody. It doesn't matter to me. But all right, everybody, I am out. For Troy Daniels, my friend Randy McIntyre, we will see you guys later. See ya.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a great day, guys.
As soon as I find my outro.